Welcome to the Circuit de Catalunya in Spain for the 5th round of the Formula FG Championship, presented by Race Department. I am your host Aidan Keranen, and tonight I am again joined by Jim Ladd of DTK. How are you?
Howdy. I'm very good. Slightly snotty, but that's not going to affect my commentary. It's hopefully going to be a good race because my driver Huntley is on pole again.
Yes, and that of course brings us to qualifying. Qualifying was a very close affair, with Huntley taking pole by a mere 0.007 of a second from Deal of BRT. And after that, that's when it got interesting, because the first 10 positions, the first 5 rows, are only occupied by 5 teams.
Yeah. We had DTK BRT on the first 2 rows. Then a great 5th place front debutant Thomas.
Thomas, yes.
The new Slovak. Okelsager is what we're going for today.
Another instance of Formula FG. Let's do pronunciation with Formula FG, isn't it?
Let's play the oh god, I don't know that word game.
Yes.
But it'll be fun. It'll be interesting, and hopefully we're correct.
Yes, exactly. But it's very interesting as well that you look that if it wasn't for the efforts of Omar Said in the Cedars taking 8th place, and that had Razavara, who got demoted tonight, that he in fact taken 8, it would have been the case of the top first 8 positions would have been 4 teams.
Yeah.
And they would have been in an interesting order that the rows on each side would only be occupied by 2 teams. So if you look down at positions 1, 3, 5 and 7, you'd see 2 different teams.
Yeah, exactly. Also this weekend we've had a few more helmets, a few helmet designs coming in. Supposedly a bright pink one with Foro. We have some new ones with Sigulakis and Sharp, and also Said has brought in a spectacular sloth helmet. Yes,
and McNamara too has got a new one. I do believe it's a interim helmet, and much like I believe Foro, his helmet may be changing quite often. But no, it's good to see a few more helmets, and I am being given the impression from certain people that there will be more on the way, and that's good. It's good to see that it's really going to become a very personal thing. The team managers are going to be making their cars, and the drivers are going to be making their helmets, and that's good.
Yeah. Well, I suppose we should start the race then.
Yes, let's get underway. As you can see, the forecast is for no rain whatsoever. So if you're Dutch, you're going to struggle. Well, if you're Dutch, if you're half Dutch, like Mr. Black. But nonetheless...
What, half Dutch, half Malaysian, 100% Danish?
Yes, that one. And
that one.
That one. Nonetheless, we will get started now. Now it's off to the grid for the start of the race. Right, we are on the grid now in Barcelona for the Spanish Grand Prix. We'll hand it over to Jim for the start of the race.
Yeah, well, Huntley on pole, Deal 2nd, Rinho 3rd and Utsa 4th. 5 laps are on, and we are racing here in Spain. Looks like a decent start from DTK's. Rinho getting past Deal, it looks like. Harvey close behind Okelsager.
Harvey ducking and weaving. Oh, in the background there's one of the speedies having a look up the inside, now the outside.
So the top 3 have pulled away already, as, looks like Deal going for the lead.
Deal on the outside.
Into turn 3, is he going to make it? No, he's not.
But he's ducked back down the inside, right. He'll be looking at turn 4 and can't get it done.
Harvey up to 5th after that start. As we all head down into turn 5. Huntley still leads for DTK.
The top 5 have broken away there. I might be Okelsager in 6.
Yeah, David Hudson had the greatest of starts, but if he's only lost 1 position, that's not too bad. Looks like there's a Cedars up to 7th, as Deal is close behind Hunsley for the lead here. Towards the end of the lap we come.
FFG, of course, today trialling the new panel, as you can see up the top, which should help viewers to be able to understand what's happening a little bit more. Do send your feedback if you are not happy with it. As we have
Deal side by side as we cross the line on the end of the first lap.
Deal gets the
Deal sits
fastest lap.
fastest lap somehow. Utsa as well, looking to pass Rinny-Ho. Deal's through. Deal's
And,
through and Utsa's through.
That's a BRT double pass there as they move into 2 podium positions. Uta looking to be on a bit of a charge. Here comes Harvey.
Harvey past Rinny-Ho. Not into turn 4, it seems absolutely sliced by Rinny-Ho there. Turn 5 we go. Utsa now in a small gap between second and fourth, the DTKs. As Hunsley sticking to Deal at the moment. Through turn 5. Hunsley going for the lead. Not quite. As that looks a side past Ockle Saga. Up into 6th place for the Cedars driver. Of course, got his first podium in Imola. We'll go through towards the end of the lap. That's corner is Bank Sabadell. Through the final turn we go. End of lap 2. Deal leads from Hunsley. Hunsley side by side with Deal. Is he going to take the lead back? Yes, he is. Looks like Davizioso is going side by side with Ockle Saga.
Davizioso, by the looks of it, has gone past. Nairon's gone past Sharp as well, further down the field in 14th.
It seems so. Harvey, close to Rinny-Ho. Defends well, keeps position. Sigolakis past Keranen for 16th, it would appear.
Here's Rausavara. He's gone backwards 2 positions. He's in 11th. It's Davizioso that's moved up into the 10 now. 5 spots so far. It's a great effort from him thus far in the race. Will he be able to hold it is the interesting question there.
So, out of turn 6 or 7, well, that's turn 9 they're coming into, which is called Canvasser. Most of the corners on this circuit are actually sponsored. That's getting a bit tasty back there.
Looking up the inside there, going to get the job done on one of the speedies. Maybe, perhaps, maybe not.
Sigolakis and Keranen.
Yep, Keranen past Sigolakis now.
So Hunsley back in the lead. It's getting quite spicy for the lead here. Decent races. Harvey having another go at Rinny-Ho. Will he finally make the move this time?
I think he will. It's definitely a case of getting a good slipstream down the straight and making a pass from there. As we saw, Hunsley was able to come back at Deal and take the position.
Yeah. So once you pass, it's not sealed. You've got to pull away if you want to keep this position. It's McNamara down in last place. Oh, he's got a puncture, I think. That was very wobbly. It's on the grass now.
Right. Have a look. He seems to be fine.
Maybe Dimas has got past him and just scared him a bit. Maybe just like, wow, Dimas has passed me. That's surprising.
Doesn't seem to be a massive problem at the moment. Doesn't seem to be any problem on that car. So that's an interesting turn of events if McNamara's just got no pace.
He's must have just been passed into turn 1. It's just lost in position to all the corners. Enbrink having a look at Rautavara.
He's already up 4 positions.
Yeah, once again, Jaws is showing himself to be quite good in the race, overtaking people. He's still, I think, the only driver to score points in every race so far. Which is a
we'll have to
pretty
confirm.
good record.
We'll have to confirm that post race for sure. But he's definitely done that. He's definitely scored points every race. Here
Harvey
he comes.
sets fastest lap. Harvey sets fastest lap. Already, we're just a second away from the pole time. Looks like an N-Tech going side by side with a Elite 2 in the background there. The BRT still hunting down
not
Hunsley.
able to get past Ratavara then. He'll have a look now. Ratavara very strong defensively. Karanen having a look at one of the Evo GPs. Here are the Vipers.
Ooh, lock up for Olshager. Still got the Canadian rear wing. It was a very late replacement for Stephen Poirier to put Olshager in that car. And, well, after decent qualifying, it kind of paid off, but we'll have to see what happens in the race. Of course, Poirier.
Bit of a shame for Poirier. I mean, he was gutted after last week, losing a podium so close to the finish. Here's Engberink, nope again. Here's Sharp with Karanen, and one of the monsters.
Sharp's dropped back there. He's lost 4 positions off his grid slot.
I think you know, he did a fantastic effort last week, but I mean the Evo GP. That needs a lot of effort. That needs some. Oh, hello! One of the apexes has gone off.
That's Ratavara, not Harvey. Harvey's still in 4th. Was there contact maybe with Engberink? Because Jaws claimed another victim.
Possibly just the pressure. Ratavara puts it in the gravel, spins it round, facing the wrong way, and now gets a.
There's going to be one unhappy. There's going to be one unhappy team manager there at Apex.
Yes. I think there would be one even more unhappy Finn underneath that helmet.
Definitely. But he's kept it going. He may be lost, but as we saw at Imola, just because you spin out early doesn't mean that your race is ruined.
No.
I mean,
good driving and good strategy will get you back where you want to be.
That's the way you kind of hope, as long as you drive well. Sigalakis' his helmet appears to have melted a bit. Look at that, all the paint's right in a weird position. That was odd. Oh well. I'm sure he can keep it going though, as long as it doesn't run into his eyes.
No. Nonetheless, good to see a new helmet from him. Not bad.
Nothing wrong with that. Decent one. So Hunsley still leads. The BRT is getting closer. BRT is getting closer as Hunsley's getting further away. Harvey keeping up with them. Saeed's closing on Rinho.
Yep, Utsa's going to have a look down the straight. I was going to mention it earlier. I think Utsa had a bit more pace than Deal. Is he going to be able to take him under brakes into the first corner? Yes, he will. And so now Utsa will lead the charge to catch Hunsley. Here's McNamara.
That is McNamara coming back on DMAS.
Oh, hello. Talk about 2KF1 on Evo GP. Is that a case that Rob Sharp has again been punted off the road? Given Karanen. Down into the
Would appear so.
Karanen's at the inside. Wow.
Yeah, there's contact.
We'll have a look.
There's contact there.
Have a look from onboard Karanen's view.
Oh, he's just. Sharp's turned in and Karanen should have backed off there, but he didn't, and now Sharp spun round. Keeps it going though. That will probably help Ratavara's charge back. There's one less person to overtake.
Well, he hasn't even got past him.
Wow, that is a surprise actually.
Possibly.
Sharp,
though,
of course, also running a new helmet.
You look closely, I wonder if something's gotten onto his visor. He may not have been able to see in his mirror. He knew Karanen was there. He may not have seen just how close, just how there he was. This is Harvey having a look. Wow. I don't even know what to say to that.
After a musical interlude, Deal obviously not happy with the music down the team radio. He's been passed by Harvey. Through turn 3 they go. Ratavara close to sharp now, but again, race probably ruined. Not much going to happen for them now.
It's going to be very hard for him to come back. You'll have to hope to get through the pit stops and such.
I mean, as I said, it's not been shown to be impossible. After some decent performances before, we've had who was it? I can't remember. I have to check the stats. Well, we've had it before, basically. Kerrinan off into the gravel at Acqua Minerale last weekend, mineral water, and recovered up to a decent point scoring position. I think it was, what, 4th in the end?
Yes.
Something like that. Although it was helped by the fact that he was the only one-stopper.
Possibly.
But
he was definitely struggling for pace at the end of the race.
But he was helped by the fact that it's hard to overtake. So that looks like a pass between Entech and Elite 2, maybe.
And they're on having a look. It's going to be close. Not going to go for it.
Of course, Entech were usually all season they've been priding themselves on the fact that the Super Tech is super reliable. But there's been some recent developments at Toyota. They've had a massive change, major shift in development, and they've suddenly shot up there, and their car engine is supposed to be really reliable now.
Indeed, they've done their homework, and you have to ask the question: how many recalls of their products did it take for them to realise that they needed more reliability? Possible.
Well, it would appear that about 4 or 5 broken engines was enough for Toyota to go, hang on, we're holding this team back. We better spend some money to fix these problems, because it's not, we're showing that our Toyota engines are awesome in qualifying and decent in races, but if they fail all the time, who's going to buy our normal cars? So Toyota definitely big change there. As Huntley keeps his lead, slight change with Ut says Rinihao is dropping back now. Saeed, Mr. Slothman, coming up down the inside. That's got to be an overtake made. Easily done.
Very strong overtake. Moving on, and that's Davizioso that's now closing on Rinyaho. McNamara still. Oh, this is. It's Rob Sharp, is it? Or is it? No, it must be D-Mouse. Sharp is still behind. McNamara not having a good day at all. Struggling to get past the Indonesian. Sigalakis.
I think on the grass there.
He's got one of the Entecs. He's got Burner. Burner.
Burner.
That's right.
At least we didn't say the worst bit. But, yeah, no, Speedy seemingly bad in qualifying, and it's becoming a struggle now. It's just a struggle for them to get back into the points now, especially as it's dry. Of course, with the famed Dutch are good in the wet, same with their cars. Dry race, not going good. Definitely dropping back now, Sigalakis.
Sigalakis in the Dutch car leading a Dutch driver. So really, shouldn't that be sort of like the unstoppable meeting the unmovable? They're just going to slowly go backwards further and further.
Well, Engbrink's showing that the Dutch cars aren't too bad in the dry.
The telemetry was showing Davizioso has also gotten past Rinyaho, by the way. He's now down to 7, is Rinyaho.
And Burner's past Sigalakis, it appears, into turn 1, as the thingy says. Tom Barrett, fresh from his crash in his debut weekend at Imola. He's moved up to 16th from 19th on the grid. That's decent for Monza, but
I think Utsa seems to be catching here.
He is, and he's bringing Harvey along with him. Deal's dropping slightly back.
He's Engbrink on Okelsaga. Saga.
Phew. Kerrigan's really weaving there behind So Harvey keeping pace with the top three. That'll cheer up the sad Apex boys after Ratavara's spin. Definitely. After some recent success in the GPTCC for Daniel Harvey, he's looking to carry it on over here in Formula FG. Dimas there, still keeping McNamara behind him, even if they are close. Sigulakis is going slower now, he's running wide again.
Yeah, he's definitely taking an interesting line through there. It doesn't seem to be working very well for him. He is behind Berner. You have to wonder, is it just something not going quite right at Speedy? He had a fantastic first race, he's having a good second race. Here we go, Utsa, right on the back of Huntsley. Has Huntsley made a mistake? Was that just constant pressure and catching up?
Neyron once again defending hard into Lakaksa. Berner slight lock up. Runs wide but kicks. Oh, Saeed's in the pits. Saeed's already pitting. That's definitely two-stop there.
It's got to be a two-stop. Saeed obviously running slightly lighter first stint.
He's found his 11th place.
The telemetry, I think Berner might be coming in.
No, it's Neyron.
Utsa's through. Harvey's off!
Oh, Harvey's in the wall!
He's definitely collided.
Just hits the wall.
Is that going to be...
It's definite. He's spun out there, but will he keep it going? Not sure. It looked like a slight knock into the wall. That is good day gone bad for Apex. Good qualifying, and 2 drives off into the gravel. One from such a spectacular position as well. Third.
He's kept it going. Oh no. He may have got it. No, he's still going. He's got it.
So Saeed's looks like he's returned just behind Ratavara.
Oh.
That's Neyron.
And so Harvey finds himself at the back of the field.
An absolute disaster for Apex. Yeah, decent qualifying.
He was looking like I was going to say, he looks like he's going to get past Huntsley very soon. Davizioso there for Elite 2, he's sneaking along. Here's Noack as well for Elite 2. He slides off. Okay, there goes Karen, and here come the monsters.
Monsters, yeah, they're lining up now. Barrett and Chaco.
Chaco
going past first
of the monsters.
Barrett going to follow through? Don't think so. They might team up to bump him off the circuit.
Chaco might not even get through himself.
At the end of this lap.
So Utsa has already pulled the second on Huntsley.
Utsa will be hitting this lap. Comes through on the
radio. So the monsters going side by side. Keeps it going though. Chaco still ahead of Barrett. It's lasted a bit longer than he did last time. Out on lap 5 was big lockout for Sigulakis into turn 5. Stay out. So Utsa 1.2 second lead over Huntsley, who's 1.5 second ahead of Deal. Davizioso up to 4th, slightly helped by pit stop, slightly helped by the fact that he's had some great pace so far, which is quite impressive from 12th on the grid.
There you go, Utsa should be in the pits now. There he is.
So Huntsley back in the lead, but temporarily Noack pits from 11th, which is a spectacular position from 22nd on the grid.
Yep, Black is into the pit lane as well. Here are the monsters.
When you consider how McNamara, also on the back row, is kind of stuck there, Noack has done an impressive job.
Well, even the monsters, they started the row ahead of Noack, and they've done well as well.
I have Engbrink up to 5th now, thanks to the pit stops. And Ratavara up to 16th now, but he's definitely got to pit.
A lot of drivers favouring a wider line through turn 3. Can't say
Maybe they
that
just-
can't say that it's not for the brave-hearted. That is very much for the brave-hearted, going that wide.
Yeah, or maybe they're just predicting the future when somebody will put tarmac runoff on the outside there that they can run onto. So at the moment it's grass, and you don't want that. Harvey pits in last place, in what should have been third place, maybe even second, maybe even first.
It's going to be a long
he's
day
gonna-
for the Monaco team. Oh, here's McNamara.
Oh, McNamara, he's off. Just said that he'd been having a bad day, and it's even worse.
He wasted no time getting back onto the track.
No, good on him. Finally someone doing that, but he's now been overtaken by Utsa.
Indeed he has, and Sharp.
Sharp and Utsa have got past McNamara there. So Humsley staying out at least 2 laps more than Utsa.
Karenan's pitted. We got Saeed, Black, Karen and Neyron is the order 17th to 20th, but they have all
First stop.
stopped. I believe Rinyaho might be coming in this lap by the looks of the telemetry.
Karen and Noah close. Not Noah, Neyron.
Neyron. There may have been some contact there.
There might have been slight contact, they both carried on, doesn't look too bad.
We definitely haven't gone yellows.
No. Still in second. Neither him or Humsley pit. Maybe they're going for the one stop. They've seen over most of the races that one stops have been quite quick. They have helped drivers elevate themselves. But Rinyaho pits from 5th place.
Engbrink
And Engbrink as well. And Barrett, his first pit stop.
He's
in
actually
Formula F, isn't
made it that far. Here's Dovizioso in 3rd place for Elite 2. He's got some pace.
That's a good pace, and he's definitely got the fuel to back it up at the moment. He's catching, and he could jump some of the boys who've already pitted.
There's Rinyaho, he's dropped down, he's behind Saeed.
That's where he was when Said went in, really, but he's staying ahead of Engbrink and Kerenan and Black.
And Black. Karenan and Neyron. Karenan stayed ahead, it seems. Barrett back down to 21st. Hunsley not coming in this lap.
Wouldn't seem so. Deal behind him as Harvey sets fastest lap, only 7/10 off pole time.
It shows the speed that they had, Apex, and that arguably the speed that they've wasted.
Yeah, a Deal really close at times. He's shocked the time that they were together in half. In half, absolutely. As it comes to the chicane, there's 4-0 pits from 5th place. The second seeder's car in the pits.
Yep, Rinyaho, a little bit of a knock.
Slightly wide, that's going to help Engbrink. He's going to lose momentum through the final corner.
Engbrink
So
is
Engbrink-
now in the slipstream. He'll be having a look. He's not going to be close enough, not this lap, but well, the seeds for the eventual pass have been sown. Engbrink now right on the back of Rinyaho. Meanwhile,
Deal is also back on Humsley.
0.6 of a second. I think if you're within 0.4 or so coming onto the final straight, you're giving yourself a good chance.
Definitely is Kerenan looking to pass. That would be 4-0 with a bright pink helmet.
4-0, of course, just out of the pits for Cedars. Karenan has been on his tyres a little bit longer, have them up to the right temperature, up to the right pressures.
RB again sets fastest lap, so
He's not
They're
all that
turning it
far
into-
ahead of Hunsley and Deal coming around to lapping.
no. 68 seconds behind the leader.
Is Engbrink?
As Engbrink on the pass, no, he's not going to make it, as Okulsaga makes his first pit stop. Kerenan going to pass 4-0 there.
I think so. I think in the background, I think I saw it, and I don't think he got there.
Sigalakis also pits.
Dimas up to 6th place for Evo GP. That's a very interesting effort from the Indonesian so far.
Right, Navarro makes his pit stop as well. Here we go. Engbrink going past Rinneho.
Ooh, he seems to be
Dutchman
struggling for a
past
little
the
bit of power, perhaps. Is he going to be close enough? He'll have the inside.
Still side by side. He should have the right line for the second part of the chicane. Dovizioso definitely closing up.
Dovizioso's got, and he's coming in to pit this lap.
Interesting. There's Black right behind debutant Opasaga, his teammate. Black, of course, who won in Malaysia, has had a dismal 2 races after that, and it's really put a dent in his hopes this season.
Of course, he'll be happy with the news that well, both the Apex cars have hit trouble.
Yes. Of course, his main rivals in basically everything. This Engbrink has another go at Rinneho.
And again, gets just squeezed and isn't going to be
defending hard. Hunsley pits. Hunsley and Dovizioso pit from 1st and 3rd.
That leaves Deal in the lead.
Here we go, on board with Zen Foro, new helmet guy.
Foro has lost position to Karanum.
So Dimas also pits. So that promotes Burner up to 2nd.
That's very.
Oots has already passed as Hunsley and Dovizioso dropped to 6th. I think Saeed has got past.
Quite possibly. Deal will pit this lap, as the telemetry showed up the top. Karanum into 12th. Wow.
So is this the end of the first stoppers and then towards the beginning of the one stoppers, or is this just everybody on a 2-stop?
I think just about everyone will be on a 2-stop. Pitting at this stage, lap 20. That's a 29 lap stint. That takes
possible.
Some balls. Here's Burner. He's in 2nd. He's pitting this lap as well. Deal's in the pits already.
So it's just McNamara left who hasn't pitted then.
And he's already behind Utsa, so he's not even going to see the lead. He's not going to be able to do the sponsorship getting into the lead.
So Engbrink definitely has to speed out of camps at turn 9 to get alongside Rinneho, but Rinneho is just knows how to defend into the next corner. Lakesa.
Burner into the pits.
So Utsa retakes the lead. Does he? She does.
He does.
Deal
Trust.
Engbrink again having another go at Rinneho. Is he going to make it this time?
This time he's a lot further up. He gets it done nicely. Fantastic effort there from the
few bites at the time. Few bites, but he's got through in the end. Deal down to 2nd. McNamara 3rd, but he's got to pit. And look at that, Saeed up to 3rd, up to 4th. So he's jumped Hunsley. Hunsley has really lost time in this pit stop window.
Here's Chaco. Of course, Hunsley might be taking on a slightly longer 2nd stint. And coming back with a much lighter final stint. Here's McNamara in 3rd. McNamara hasn't pitted yet. It doesn't seem to be pitting. So I wonder if 2K1 are again trying for the single stop strategy. Seemed to work last round, and well, it would definitely make sense as to why McNamara, compared to Nowak, went absolutely nowhere in the first stint. Nonetheless, with the here's McNamara again. Could prove the reasoning. Here's Hunsley having a look at Saeed. Going to try and get past the sloth helmeted driver. Down into the first corner. Saeed holds the outside line. Gets the inside line for his bravery. Utsa now is actually behind Deal. There's McNamara. Here's Dovizioso now having a look at both Saeed and Hunsley.
Yeah, so this is a big battle now for 4th place, net 3rd place with McNamara ready to pit. Yeah, it's very close there, Saeed, Hunsley and Dovizioso. So the VRTs have escaped, and it looks like a repeat of Brazil, where they got a 1-2. Hunsley once again having a look at Saeed into Lekeksa. People getting close there, but not pulling off overtakes into the tight left-hander of turn 10. So into the final two corners goes McNamara. Barrett running a bit wide there, not really. Werner was close, but he's dropped back. As Deal sets fastest lap. We are less than half a second away from the pole time now. This is getting interesting. McNamara pits. So is that just a late 2-stop or a very early 1-stop? That's interesting time for a pit stop.
If it's a very late 2-stop, he'll definitely have supreme pace to a lot of other people around him. He could easily find himself getting well up the field. It's just, is the damage already done by being too far down in the first place?
Yeah, exactly. So Saeed definitely starting to hold people up. Hunsley didn't have the best pace that before while everybody else pitted. The overcut really hasn't worked. And it's a case of he needs to get past Saeed as soon as possible if he wants any chance of winning this race now. Through turn 9 goes Kerrinan, the Australian, in his own team, still looking for a driver. But looking at his placing in the Drivers' Championship, you think, why bother? You know, he's not getting that much money out of it, but still got a good chance there.
He's not getting much money out of it, but weirdly enough, it does seem to be more than some people are getting at the back of the grid.
Exactly, as Hunsley has another look at Saeed. Will he make it this time? He's a bit
think
closer.
He's going to have to.
He's done it.
Nicely
Hunsley
up the
now,
inside.
unless he's got to defend, he's free to chase after the BRTs. Saeed runs slightly wide there.
Dovizioso definitely taking a much sharper
shallow line.
Yep. Is that Engbrink in the background?
That would be Mr. Jaws. Again, once again, showing amazing racecraft there from the Dutchman.
He's on his way. Nonetheless, Hunsley, obviously sensing the danger, decides to get out of what can be a very interesting situation with the Jaws incoming. Rinyaho, well, he's already been eaten. He's got Ockel.
He's defending from Ockel.
He's
Right
kept
behind
him.
him.
Rinyaho, of course.
Rinyaho is definitely defending well.
Practicing for what, like 10 laps with Engbrink to squeeze him to the inside of that hairpin there.
Deal's throw. Deal's got past Utsa.
Oh, that happened ages ago.
Did it?
Oh, hello, here comes Engbrink.
I'm definitely sure that Deal emerged from the pits and Utsa went past.
Nah, mate, that's when you dropped your handkerchief in the commentary box. You weren't looking, mate.
Ah,
Yeah.
that would explain a lot. Ah.
Nonetheless, it's interesting now. Engbrink had caught up to Dovizioso before Dovizioso had a chance to get past Saeed, really.
Yeah, so looks like Utsa's dropping back from Deal and Hunsley is starting to reel him in.
But again, it's going to be interesting because it's going to probably be pit strategy. When is Utsa coming in compared to when is Deal coming in? If Deal's coming in the next 5 laps, he's going to have a long way to go. Whereas Utsa can come in a little bit later and go a little bit faster.
Yeah. One of those we'll see moments, isn't it? Because we don't really know what's going on yet. Just going to keep it going. So Barrett 16th, still going. Ooh, is that a little bump there from Sigulakis behind him, or is that just a bad bit of driving?
He's not used to the Formula FG cars all that much. It's a tricky little thing to have to use. Here's Hunsley, is Barrett, is Sigulakis.
Dovizioso's got past Saeed. Must have been into turn 1 back there. So
There are the
George
two
is now looking for So George is maybe looking for some sloth dinner next.
Rinyaho's been
Saga
overtaken.
got past Rinyaho.
Yes. Uncle Saga is not in it just to make up the numbers. He's in it to win it.
Definitely. He's grabbed that Viper car and he is trying to take it where it should have been, which is much higher than it was in the last race.
Yes.
So Hunsley is third, and now Dovizioso has passed Said. He's on charge. He's catching. There's a big lock up there from 2KF1.
It'd be,
A small train to look at that.
that'd be
That would be
Kerriman.
Kerriman.
Running in the top 10 at the moment. He's got fellow team manager Noak coming up behind him. Of course, being a team manager and driving your own car these days, it makes you a endangered species. There's only 3 of them left. 2 of them in the top 10, and the third one struggling a bit, but not that far out of the top 10 either, in terms of time anyway.
That is a 2KF1 and a Speedy and a Monster going side by side down the start-finish lane. Tell them on the goes. Deal still leading. Yes, he is. Barrett.
Oh, and all of that good, that fantastic effort we were talking about. He's put it in the wall. Still seems to be going though.
That was exactly what happened to Harvey earlier. Just slightly wide through turn 3, hits the gravel, in the wall. But just kept it out the wall this time.
I don't like this. Ooh, hello. Yep. Harvey comes onto the scene and sees a monster half parked on the track. That's not what you want to see going through that corner. Not what you want to see at all.
I think I saw his hand out the window, and if we check the team radio, yes, there was a ha-ha, because he knows how that feels. He knows how it feels, and he is, well, finally pulled off an overtake now.
Of sorts.
Here's Said in his nice distinctive helmet at the bottom there.
I think he's going to be gobbled up by the predator that is Jaws.
Jaws is having some sloth tonight. Oatser is definitely dropping back from Deal now. 5 seconds is the gap, and the gap between Hunsley and Deal has stayed the same at 8 seconds.
Ainbrink was not able to get past Saeed, it seems.
But Chaco has got past Black. At turn 4, cars are trying, but they're not pulling it off there at all. Left hander. Turn 5, Seat, as it is sponsored by. Most of the corners on this circuit don't have names as such, they're just sponsored by companies. This turn 10 is sponsored by La Caixa, which I think is a bank. And the corner after it is definitely a bank, because it is called Banks de Sabadell, which makes it a lot easier. So here we go, into Banks Sabadell. Brink behind Said. Sloth is paying hard to get, it would appear. Down the start finish straight, Utsa goes.
Utsa can barely see his teammate going through the first corner. He gets to the top of the hill. Engbrink now, he's got to be more than far enough up on Said, but Said has shown his bravery around the outside into turn 1 this time. Not a case for bravery.
So Noak is pitted from 15th, it would seem. Hunsley is catching up with Utsa, and he's definitely bringing Dovizioso with him. Utsa really dropping back from Deal. Is this tactics from the BRT boys? Slow down Utsa, slow down Hunsley, and make sure Deal gets the result. Rob Sharp 17th. Oh, he's wide there at turn 3. He's lost position.
He's lost position, but he's able to keep it on. Was that Harvey that I just saw going into the pit lane? I think it was.
Second time. So, approaching lap 30. It would appear that we have 2 BRTs in the lead. Harvey's pitted.
So again, yes, we're getting to the start of the second round of pit stops for the 2-stoppers. And if you're not a 2-stopper, then have fun, continue driving. Nonetheless, start of lap 30 with Pablo Deal leading. We will take a break. We'll be back with the final part and the conclusion of the Spanish Grand Prix right after